Okay, so happy July 8th. Can you guys all hear me okay?
Mhm.
I'm at a coffee shop because my check engine light came on. It's a perfect time in life for that to happen. Um, and so let's hope my water doesn't break here at Schnucks. That would be interesting for a story. I'm going to just go over a couple announcements really quick and then I'm going to turn it over to Nicki. So for any new coaches watching, I want you to know about some things just in case you don't. So I'm going to share my screen really quick. And I want everyone to know about coach breaking news and how to find it. So if you, let me just backtrack really quick. Here's, oh gosh, of course now it's being extremely slow. So here's your office, right? Usually coach breaking news happens here and it's not working. So if you go up to, oh my goodness, news, coach breaking news, and you can see all the things, like when you have a question or you want to learn about something, go to the news button. So I just wanted to recap a couple things. Obviously, the biggest thing right now is MBF, just launched yesterday. I am doing the program, and so I have like bets on my Instagram of like what day my water is going to break in the middle of the sumo squat. But I absolutely love it. I think it's a really cool program so far. So make sure that you're talking about that. And this description will tell you all the details. So what they're doing this time with the nutrition programs is incredible, but it's also super confusing. So if you need to like get it straightened out in your brain, go through and read what the challenge pack includes. I sent Nicki, and I think I'm gonna post it in our page, kind of like a breakdown of the price. Like the price breakdown is insane when you look at like if someone's just doing a quarterly bot or just has bot itself or just has Shakeology, $160 to get your full year of Beachbody On Demand, VIP access, and the accessories, 2 nutrition programs, and supplements for 30 days of your choice. Like, that's stupid. Like, that's crazy. And so when we lead with that kind of confidence and like excitement, that's when you don't have price objections because you're speaking facts. Like, this it truly is absolutely insane. I don't know how they're making any money on it, to be honest. But I think it goes back to this is what we do to get people results. It's the total solution. It's the total package, and we can get people. It's just like so crazy what they get. So you can go through there. It has a link to the boot camp that Megan is leading right here for any coaches to be a part of. And then it talks about the shift with the Nutrition Plus membership. Does anyone have any questions about that? It's basically the Nutrition Plus membership is combining the Mindset membership and the monthly fix, so they have access to both.
So question about that though. Are they, because like I had the portion fix, I bought the completion pack and it says to be mindsets coming with it, not portion fix, but does that mean I'm still going to get charged? Am I going to just get charged the $19.95 or do I need to go cancel? Like, so I have other people that will be in the same situation.
Right. They're combining the two. So okay. If someone had access to only one, now they're getting access to two for the price of one.
Okay.
Anyways, those are the biggest things. We have Bevy launching next week. We've got so much stuff happening at one time. Bevy is launching next week. Summit is next week. We have our pre-summit event starting on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So in my time today, I'm going to make sure and have those links in our leadership page. So be on the lookout for those because we have really incredible speakers for our pre-summit event. I'm really excited to hear from Brittany Leggett and Christina Delgado and the Fitzpatricks, like the most epic people. in our entire company. And then Summit's next week. So it's going to be, there's a lot happening. Again, if you need reminders of all of this, you can go to the news section. I just wanted to make sure that everyone knows about it. Okay, so kicking us off for this next 4-week series of the most epic coaches is Nicki. Nicki's kicking us off today. I'm really excited to hear from her and hear what she has to share with us. Without any further ado, Nick, I'm going to kick it over to you and mute myself. And we're recording. Okay, go.
Hi, you guys. I'm so excited to be talking to you. I'm not very proud of what I'm talking to you about because for me, I realized I didn't think I was a proud person, but when you reach a goal and you lose it and you reach a goal and you lose it, it's not something you just want to proudly put on your chest that hey, I'm not, I can get there, but I have trouble keeping, like, what's going on? So real quick story about me. I came to coaching for the coaching opportunity. I was a fitness instructor and I realized the potential that it can help people who don't want to come to the gym, that they can have fitness at home. I realized the nutrition can help people have a lot more success, even the ones that are coming to the gym, but are not getting the results that they want. And I didn't realize how eye-opening it would be to me about things that I struggle with, confidence, my own insecurities, and how much something like personal development is key for so many reasons. And I'm going to get to that in here. But one of the big reasons is because when you reach a goal that you've been pushing forward towards, and then you get told, oh, well, you need to hold it for 6 weeks. And then you realize that the term would be an empty diamond. I had a lot of people that I signed on just excited. July, I really look at July as the month I decided to be a coach because it was when Lift 4 started, and that's when I was inviting people to actually do it with me. And I was excited. I didn't know what program I was doing. I just knew it had a lot of aspects that I was excited about. So when you're excited about something, people just see that, and I think that helps them be on board with it. So we'll talk a little bit about that with MDF, but that's something that, like, for long term or anything, like, hopefully you're excited about it because that's where you're going to see some rewards come from it. And it's better to do things with people at the end of the day. So I was excited about the program, but I didn't realize really what I was doing, and I didn't know the value of the shake that was coming in their package. And so people did not continue with the shake because I didn't realize the value of the 5 blends. And I'm not getting into that, but you should know to be able to break down so that they can understand the value. And I've started to do that up front. So that's something that I have learned because I wasn't sharing the value of the whole package. And so again, going back into what's happening this month, if you're not excited about the workout, if you're excited about the nutrition programs, find something you're excited about, or the shakes, if they've been life-changing for you, you need to really, you have the whole solution available to the people. And so be excited about something so you can be sharing it and they can be getting all of it, because what excites you, they might realize, oh my gosh, this nutrition plan opened up all these eating habits that I had, and now they're able to have success and things like that. But you can't fake being excited about something. If you go into your stories and are like, this is gonna be awesome, you guys, they're gonna be like, she doesn't sound excited at all. So now I'm gonna go into more of, like, I've kind of mapped out like what are actually specifics. And so I like to do more bullet point things. That was kind of, but getting back to the diamond, I didn't know the value. People stopped ordering. You lose your diamond that way. So being able to see some value or find value in what in what the offerings are. So now, number one, knowing where you're going. So when I when I do anything, I have the belief that I'm going to be successful. It's like a weird, like, if I'm going to do MBF, I'm going to do every day. Like, there's not like, oh, and if not, I will know I have an asterisk. I did not do all the days. Like, in my mind, I know that. If I start a job, I want to be like a front runner at the job. Even when I was a barista, like my old boss would talk about how I would like wipe behind the refrigerator, because I wanted to show like I am going to push and I'm going to raise the level of myself and anybody who is around me, hopefully, you know. And I think that's why being a coach, like being around people like you guys who are raising the level of what you're doing in your life, it like you want to be around people who are doing that, right? So knowing where you're going, people get excited to go with someone who's going somewhere. And if you know success is your only option, I cannot help but like think of Eminem's like Lose Yourself song. Success is my only mother effing option, right? Like failure's not. Mom, I love you. I'm not gonna keep going, but I kind of want to. So I get into that like success is my only option, and then like I'll go first mentality. I need to go back to the I'll go first mentality, and being reminded of someone like Kelly Clarkson. She went on American Idol. What if she just stayed home and like stayed in Texas, didn't just sang at like her local fair and her church? Like she wouldn't be one of my favorite singers or my favorite people, you know, and she is not a cookie cutter anything. And that's what makes her special too. You know, we all have these different special points about us that are going to be the reason that someone wants to go with our bus and our train that's going somewhere. So you need to know where you're going. And if it's success, like then keep riding that train. Number two, believe it is possible, okay? And that it's there for you. So one of my favorite quotes, nothing is impossible. The word itself says I'm possible. And I love that it's not it's possible. Like it's I'm possible. Like I'm possible, I'm capable, I can do any and all things that I put my mind to. The Lord has put me here for purpose, and I got to find out what that is so I can make it my mission to do it. So believing it's possible, what do you do with that? So what I started to do and what has helped momentum is think and act like a 2-star, a 5-star state of mind. Whatever star, whatever mentor coach, whatever and like type of person that you envision yourself, how would they be posting? How are they showing up? What do they talk about? Why do you follow them? What are the things about them? But you're going to see that they're showing up. You're going to see that they're not just saying like, you should try this program. I think it'll be good. Success, like people are going to have success with it. Like they're like, this is, if you're not doing this, I don't know what you're doing. So like, you're going to just watch me and just watch me get results. And you're going to just stay at home and be wishing that you're on my bus, right? In my party, because that's what I refer to it is like, want to join the party because I want it to be a party. So thinking of it with conviction and speaking of it with conviction. My other thing, not what if, but when. It's very timely. We're supposed to be getting ready to go to Summit. This is an opportunity to see recognition for teams and people of what they've accomplished, both from a customer standpoint as well as leaders. And last year was my first year and getting to see people walk across the stage. And it's not like, what if I get to do that? It's like, I'm thinking about when I'm walking on stage, am I wearing a romper? Am I wearing my Converse and jeans? Like, what is going to be my mode? What is going to be my vibe that I'm like, how am I strutting? So like, it's like when you, and having that like belief that it's happening. So like I need to start planning for this, guys. So it's thinking of that. Now, I don't just wake up. Guys, I have so much insecurities. You can just talk to just a second and be like, oh my gosh, I never knew. So, romper. Okay. Maybe I'll put that on a poll. Like, what am I wearing? So the power of PD, I cannot stress it enough. Fueling our mind as much as our bodies, if not more. Like for me, fitness comes easier than nutrition, than reminding myself that I'm capable of doing all the things, you know? So it's keeping those positive affirmations. It's having them. I have it around where I put like, I've started to put like, I am capable, or I love it. I love how it feels to help people reach their goal. I love how it feels to see someone believe in themselves. I love how it feels, you know, so you're not just looking at, but I do also write, I love how it feels to be 5-star in the middle of the month, not the last day. And believing it's possible for that. Again, personal development is designed to help us work towards our best self, and being connected into your personal development is where you're going to feel that it's starting to bring out and starting to stir your best self. So what does that mean? It means if I'm sitting at my chair writing a message to somebody and I'm not coming from that confidence, or I have stacks of laundry all around me and I'm just a frazzled mess, the person that's walking across that stage, I don't think is living in a cluster. I don't think it's a hot mess all over the place person. So I need to maybe go throw that laundry in today. That's a win, right? That's moving towards the person I desire to be. That's making one effort, and then that's going to go into my next thing, which is quick wins. We need to have quick wins for our customers and for our business, and for us to become the person that we desire to be. So if having stacks of dishes and everything, like we need to go do the dishes, so then we maybe are like, check that off, took a shower, made my bed, mother effers, watch out, I'm coming for you, world. And then I go sit down and I text that person and I'm like, are you joining my party? Because it's going to be awesome. Okay. Like then you're coming from more confident state of mind. Okay. So quick wins we're getting for our customers. If they tell you they have 30 pounds to lose, we don't just say, okay, I'll get you there at the end of the month. I hope you're not saying that. We have tools to help them. We have tools for a lifetime to help them. But maybe if they haven't been doing anything fitness, we're going to say, hey, we're going to get you this. There's mail time, so we're not going to have anything physical yet. So let's start parking further away from the grocery store. You're going to start walking. Maybe let's try a 20-minute walk on the daily so we can get your body more ready to move. And we're working with like small wins so they can start to have success and see that they're showing up for themselves. And then when they get their program and then you start to like add it into their lifestyle. So it's not just start this program and then realize like you're in over your head and then you feel bad about yourself and then you're going to just go, this is what I always do, and spiral out of control. Something I realized for me, like I said, fitness was already a lifestyle. I started an 8-week program, Lift. The people that joined me, only a couple of them actually ever finished that. One, I take responsibility. I was not holding them accountable like I would hold my team of basketball players accountable. I just was like hoping they were doing it. I didn't really know how I should be checking in with them. And that goes back to, you need to just do, if it's a text message just saying like, hey, did you get your workout in? Then do that. If it's being in a group and saying, hey, this is where I communicate to everybody in my group. If you're not in there, you're not going to see me hold you accountable, because I'm not going to search out individual texts. Sure, if you have questions, I respond, but like, this is where my message, you know what I mean? Setting expectation, I think, can really, there you go, help people along the lines for that. So I did get off track there, but I'm saying like me for 8 weeks, I was able to commit to that. But I've realized like with our different programs, some people had trouble getting going like for the long term. So finding a shorter term program so then they can have success with it, and really just saying like, hey, once you start to see yourself show up, or you will have results, like speaking belief into them. If they show up for this, you will have results. And that's why you're coming to me, is for me to help you with this. Let's do this, you know? So helping them have quick wins out of the gate helps. And then for yourself as well. And even if it's just like connecting with 5 people and just sending like actual follows or actual friend requests or something, like something where you're actually doing something, moving your business forward, and it is like getting more eyes on you or something like that. I am an ex-athlete, so I like to think of things like a game. This is not playing. Oftentimes there's 4 quarters or 2 halves. So you're not just playing 1 quarter. You're not just playing the 10 minutes, okay? You have to be in it for the long haul. I coached basketball, and there was a game we got down 30 points. And the day before, my husband had just told me about the Kings coming back on the road from over 30-point deficit, and it was crazy and stunned the whole thing. Then I find myself in the same predicament, not realizing that was going to happen. And I don't even know if I mean, we later talked about it, but it was more so like when I'm coaching a game, I'm like coaching. I'm not like always watching the score. Like kids, they're always watching the score. They're always looking at the points go up. And so I wasn't, but their faces, they were not looking confident at all. And so when they came in the huddle, I was like, this is life, getting back to that 30-pound. There's no magic shot that's going to give 30 points on the board. So what you have to do, we have to be committed to working hard, committed to making sure what we can control, right? When we have the ball, we try to get the ball in the hoop. Anyways, so being committed and chipping away. I always say just chip away. We're just going to chip away. So we try to get a basket, get a stop. Get a basket, get a stop. Eventually you catch back up. We did win, and I got like thanked by like one of my mentor coaches. He watched it. He was like, oh my gosh, you just out-coached this other coach. He was all like proud of me. And then I was like, my team. I was just so proud of them that they didn't give up. And so thinking of that moment, like when you can be so happy for the person not giving up on them. Like sometimes you have to remove yourself, because you'll give up on yourself like all the time. We have such mean-spirited mojo towards ourselves. So once we start to spiral, like we just kick ourselves, beat ourselves, we just make ourselves feel bad. So again, we need to think of how we're talking to ourselves. I sometimes reference like as if it's your child, you know, that would you just be like, yeah, you need to stop doing that. You're awful. You suck. Like you wouldn't talk to them how you talk to yourself. If your best friend just said, I'm never going to find love, I'm like destined to not, you freaking love your best friend. You're like, no, you're not. Nobody can handle your amazingness. You will find that person. So it's being able to chip away and also believe. With this launch, hopefully we have belief there. And I already referenced like we can't fake it. So find something that you can really stick to and be excited about. And it could just be the vibe of your group, or it could be the vibe of the workout or the nutrition. But there's no reason for no action or consistency with our posts or our commentary, like for what's going on right now. This is the highest time. This is when I had my success, because it was a new program. No one knows what we're doing. So it's exciting. I call it positive peer pressure. Like you don't want to miss day 3 because everybody else is doing day 3. You don't want to be the person missing, you know? So next, getting attached. I can be excited about recognition. I can be excited to walk across the stage, but that doesn't help me on the days that I'm like, I just want to go to the beach, or I just want to lay and watch movies, or I just don't want to do anything right now. But I'll tell you what changed this month. When I talked to my kids and I said, because I've heard, like, I want my kids to know mom's doing something, right? I just am working, I'm working. So one, I've designated times and hours of when mom's working, early morning or afternoon, so they can respect that. But I also said, okay, I set this goal that makes me want to vomit for this month. And I said, mom needs to help this many people. And I'm really excited about it. And I'm really nervous about it. But I was just like, what do you guys want to do? What do you want to do with mom when we reach this? What's our celebration? Okay. And 30 people, PS, is it. And 30, yeah. I just picked 30. I'm like, this program at least, right? Like at least 30. So I can't say, not that I would say Disneyland, but I want to take them to like a jumping park or do something like that, but I really couldn't. And then they were like, yeah, mom, a surfboard. I'm like, okay, surfboard, here we come. So then they're like, mom, how many people have you helped? Mom, and I'm like, oh, we're working on it. But it's like so much excitement that we're all like working towards it. And so when I say I gotta go call or I gotta do this, there's like, we're excited about it. Now, I'm not bringing this up for you to fall on your face. You have to be like wanting to jump in, to go, to succeed and push. And don't, I've hit diamond a couple times, like for me to set the goal of 30. You need to like look at realistic and push and what your effort's going to be, what you're doing. Okay. Because I will say, if you push really hard for something and you don't reach it, the reason why personal development was so high, and I keep speaking on the belief, is because you need to be grounded in belief that you're going to succeed. Because the minute you don't reach a goal, you're going to tell yourself why you shouldn't do it. So you need to know that you're going to succeed, just it wasn't on the timeline you chose, right? So getting attached can change your world. Last couple points. There's more fish in the sea. I don't say this to negate the people that we're trying to help or the people that we have in our lives that tell us, oh yeah, I'll do that program. And then you get excited, you send them the share card, checking. Hey, let me know if you have any questions or whatever. If you had 3 people tell you yes, and they go distant, don't like, or you're having to follow up, you better not be counting on those 3 people for your success club. So you need to know that, like, what really hit hard for me is if I'm relying on people, if I'm relying on pulling people, that's not a good sign. Okay. So I need to keep moving forward. I can keep reaching, right? I got this hand. I can keep reaching for them. I want to help them. But remember, my train's going forward. So I can't stop here or I miss all the other stops. I miss the people who are getting on my bus. And so if you stop for these people because they made a mess, the thing, or they're deciding, they might just catch you on the next loop. Okay. A lot of times people who do that, who say no, like I literally sent a share cart 2 years ago to somebody that told me they're ready to sign up last month. And I got so excited for them. I'm like, you're ready now. Did they fill it out? No. But I hit Success Club last month because I kept going. I didn't put all my eggs in one basket. So that's what, there's plenty of fish in the sea. So we just got to keep moving our bus and we can always reach back. So it's not that you forgot about them. And in fact, that's where they always say the fortune's in the follow-up. It's they know that I'm here. They know I'm here to grab them when they're ready. And then they might decide to run, or they might drive their own bus when they're ready to go. But you just need to like know that it's available to them. And in the Go for No book, it says, some will, some won't. So what? Someone's waiting. So it's a very good thing to remember. And that's what I have to remember. It's just like there's millions, billions of people. We got to just keep moving forward. And I find that like when I'm moving forward, again, people like to go when people are moving, not when like I just stop everything. So that goes back to our business or just staying consistent in your social media or something like that. And I'm realizing, oh my gosh, I did not talk about that, but picking your program and being 100% in a program, you will be showing up, and then you will have that consistency of checking off that box of your workout, and you will have a natural light, or like it'll be easier to speak about doing something when you're doing it, right? So if you're doing a program that you're not excited to do, you can pivot. I'm going to give you permission to pivot because it just may not jive with you. And mentally, I had a really tough time when I went to do 80-day obsession, and I was like not looking forward to it, dreading it. It was not bringing me joy. And I decided I need to pivot because I need to also show that my clients or my customers or people in the trenches with me, we can pivot because we have so much available to us. There is another option for us, okay, to get back on track and to let the train, like to let us go forward. We need to think moving forward. And so if we're like, if we can't even get ourselves to do a workout, that's going to happen to people. You need to be able to like speak to that point and help them through it, not just like, we'll do it anyways, you know, because you can't overcome that. Like you can't push through that. So maybe just like you could say, well, maybe try something new this time, or let's hop on a Zoom or doing stuff. But you got to be able to pivot, but just don't stop. That's what I wanted to say. Like same thing with life is going to happen, and you're not going to be able to be maybe as active on social media, but just don't stop. Okay. Even communicating, like got some craziness going on. So like didn't show a workout clip, but I did it or missed it and I'm bummed, whatever. Like just speaking to life happening, you're showing up. Okay. My last point is staying connected to where you're going. That's how you can keep your momentum. That's how you can stay connected, is because you know where you're going. You know that success is coming, and you need to be open for self-analysis and not victimizing yourself. Okay. Don't look at everything as I can't, I suck, no one wants to do this, blah, 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 blah. Like maybe do that for like 2 seconds and then just be like, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you're a badass. We are doing this. Maybe go do the dishes and then come back at it. So I want you to look at things like third party, or not even like your mentor coach, because they still are going to be like working with you and emotional towards you. If you look at it like third party, like we have all the tools to succeed, whether it's your new coach guide or it's your daily tracker. And you could just say, okay, can I see your last week of work? Like you're a boss to yourself, you know, like I'd like to see your last week of work. And then you like review it and you're like, so these 3 days are completely blank. And then this day you did 2 things, you know what I mean? Like, and then you could just be like, okay, so when I want to be bummed that nothing's happening, I need to like reflect and like see. Also know you are always planting seeds. Anytime you have a conversation, anytime you show up for your workout, people are seeing that you're consistent. Well, if she's consistent with her workouts, maybe she's consistent with other things in her life. Like maybe she's somebody that I need in my life because everybody around me quits their job or goes on to the next thing or whatever. Like, and that's another reason why people follow coaches for years, because they're like, they haven't stopped. Like, and life has happened. They've gone through a move. They've had a baby. They've lost something, you know, like they see their consistency for showing up for themselves, and they see that it is worth showing up for. I don't know where you're coming in at this, but one of the best things that I have learned from Gary Vee He's a entrepreneur, very successful. He won't call himself a motivational speaker, but he's very motivational, and very just like, here's the facts, which I like. But he says he doesn't judge himself for his past. So he doesn't like, when he says, go all in on MySpace or something, and then MySpace, you know, he didn't say that. I'm saying that. Like, when he's picked something to go all in on and it's nosedived, he doesn't go, oh my gosh, I'm a failure. I said to go in on that. He's been saying for years to go all in on TikTok. And what is everybody doing? Everybody knows what TikTok is. So he's going to win some, he's going to lose some. But he goes all in. He, like, even from business decision, like being in a meeting, he's like, oh, if I were to judge this right now, I wouldn't have taken this meeting. Like, whenever I said yes to it. But like, I just move forward, I book it and I go with it. You know, like, it's not, oh, I fell down, like, in judging that past. It's moving forward. Okay. So I think that's the biggest thing, is being able to move forward and not judge our past, because that's what gets in our brain and can cause us to spiral. And talking kindly to ourselves, like, our friends, like our friends or family. Sorry, I knew Jess was gonna chime in, but I was like, do I say that? Do I like? So, talking kindly, like, it's your friend or your kid. My kid wants to play in the NFL. Okay, he's probably gonna be as tall as his mom, which is not tall. You know, but I'm right now. I'm speaking to, you need to be working hard every day. If you want that to be your goal, you need to make decisions. You need to put people in your life that are going to help you move towards that goal, and not like the ones that don't want to do anything, right? The ones that just want to ditch school. You need people making positive choices in your life. You need people who are willing to work for things. You need to be surrounding yourself that way. And my kid, you want them to succeed. And so, yes, Felicia, you're going to be working toward, you're going to be saying, these are what's available to you. You need to do them. And if you don't, you can't be so bummed out. And life might change you in a different direction. But if that's what you want, we need to be able to, like, go all in, and you need to speak that belief, and you need to know that you need that as if you were that person, right? You need to not be talking down to yourself because you want to strut across the stage. And it's where you're going. So we're just moving forward. And that's like my biggest key to getting mojo or keeping mojo. You need to get in a mind state of a successful person, or the person that you desire to be. If you're not sure what that is, like, if you aspire to be like somebody, okay, or you like the qualities of that person, what are those qualities of that mom that seems so well together? No moms well together. Let's remember that. Okay. So they might have someone cleaning their house, so they're not functioning in like disarray, right? I know times are weird right now. And so, I don't want you getting down, because for the longest time I had laundry back here, like the same laundry. It was clean, but I washed it because it was here and my kids would jump on it. And it's like, I don't even know how long or how to even say that this is clean anymore. So I'm not coming from a spot of that I have my crap together, but I'm just saying, if we keep taking positive steps in that direction, then again, people want to join the bus, and you can stop at the bus stop, but don't stay there. Don't park. Keep moving, because there's other people to pick up. That's what I have for you.
Oh my gosh, so much gold. Seriously, so many things. And it's so cool because I sent Sarah a Marco Polo this morning, and Dee and I were Marco Poloing yesterday, and there was a lot of the similar things that you're bringing up, and it's just so good. So I have a question for you, and I want to give everyone else an opportunity to ask you. I feel like, everything you said was so powerful and so important. So my question for you is, what's your best recommendation for someone who has reached that place where, and I know there's a lot of people on our team that are like this, who had so much inspiration and excitement and maybe achieved, like had some quick success, and now they're finding, or they haven't seen success yet and they've been trying, but now they're finding themselves in a funk and they're struggling with their belief, and they're like, I invited, but nobody wants to do this with me. My family doesn't support me. Because we know that's real. Like, that's real life. This business does not go like this. It's always up and down. Even when you're consistent, it's always up and down, like any business, like anything in life. So what's your best piece of advice? What would you tell a coach like that that's really struggling in that place right now of like, I don't know, struggling with belief? What would be your best piece of advice?
One thing I would wonder is, why are you excited to do this? Why do you want to do it? Why do you want to do MBF? Why do you want to do Ultimate Portion Fix? One of the most brilliant ideas is that they're putting both programs, because I have bounced back. So I kind of say that to people, like, you're going to find, like, maybe in certain seasons, one pulls you in one direction. So it's really good that you're going to have that available to you, but we don't need to overwhelm you from the get-go, kind of thing. But so I would just kind of say, like, why are you excited? Talk to me, or get back to the root of it. Because I think we can get lost, or we can get like, oh, we see this like potential, but we like don't even know. So it's like, well, and then it's also going like, if you take out bod groups, if you take out what your coach is doing or how your coach has, like, just overwhelms me with Facebook. Like, I am not a Facebook person. I have all these notifications. I don't know what the F is going on. I just try to like, oh, I'm on the call. Like I try to have the things. And I know there's resources, right? I know that there's always going to be stuff there or on the main pages for me to know. I think for me, I had to have that tough love talk with myself of, this is just a hobby until I make changes. I can't really say this is what I do, because I don't really do it all the time. And so I would encourage, oh no, am I unstable? It says my internet's unstable. I would just like encourage what actions, like, I think the action piece. Did you hear me say, like, having the reality that I was just doing it as a hobby? You know, now you're frozen. Oh my gosh, has this been happening, Jess?
No, I can hear you. I've heard everything that you've said. I did. Yeah, I heard. Okay. I thought, and that's what I put. That's so good. It's so good. It's like having a reality check with yourself.
Yeah. So just making priorities, and I think sharing, getting more attached. Like, once my kids were involved, it's just something I don't want to let them down.
I love that. Can you hear me, Nicki?
I can hear you. You guys are all frozen.
Oh.
But if you can hear me, that's great.
Yeah, we can hear you. I can see you.
Your frozen faces.
Perfect. Okay, so I love that. I think it's so important, and it's something I've had to do myself too, is like, if I'm in a fun, like, I've set really big goals that I've missed, and I've, accomplished things and then completely dropped down several levels. And I think that's what sets apart the people who make it really big in this, or in life in general, and the people who end up quitting, because, and it all comes down to personal development, which is what you preach through this whole call, is our mindset. What kind of our mindset determines who we are. And if we want something bad enough, we can make it happen. So anyways, I just love everything you said. I want to give everyone else an opportunity. Does anyone else have any questions that they want to ask Nicki about anything?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, Belinda.
Awesome. I just set up a new computer and stuff, so that's why I was late getting on the call. I don't know what works on it and what doesn't, so I'm glad you can hear me. You talked about tracking. I'm really, really bad at tracking. Like, whether it's writing it down or logging it in on my phone or my computer or anything, I'm terrible at tracking. What's your advice on how to start and stay on top of that?
First, I am constantly pivoting in this tracking world because it is tough, and it's trying to find out like what works for you. I've done the notebook, writing down the names. I currently, right now, I have a couple different things. Make a tracker you get excited about. Yeah. In my notes section, like especially like for MBF, I'm using this as an example. I have like the committed, like I just like do the little dots, you know, like bullet points. Sorry, my words. And so I've like written out who has given me like a verbal yes, but then also like who has filled out the share card, or who like felt, you know, gave me all the information I needed for the share card, you know. So I kind of am tracking where they are in that piece of things. I liked before, I haven't done it committedly, but I do have, like, if I forget, like, who should I be talking to? I did, after one of our previous calls, start making where you save on Instagram, because I work a lot in Instagram. I'm just like in there. That's where I communicate with a lot of people. Like June or July, and it's just kind of connections, like people that I like maybe said, I like your shirt, I don't know, like, or that looks like a fun I don't know, but it's just like kind of like who I can maybe continuously like be in relationship. This is relationship building business, you know, like, so are these people like my people? Do I want this person to be a friend? Like, do I want to help them? And would they like me too? So like meshing, but just having, at the end of the day, sometimes I come back to those things. I'm like, oh yeah, I haven't talked to that person. But I would just start something like as simple, just like the names in your notes or the names on a paper. And then maybe moving it towards like what you're doing with those people. But by having the names, it's going to like pop up in your brain. It's going to remind you about them, you know, so it keeps them at the forefront of that. But it's, you know,
I think that's important, is keeping it simple. And I look back to when I started, we didn't have a Success Club tracker. And I think back to like, I think this is where everyone needs to be honest with who they are, and with the reality that the tracker is set up to build a business. And this is not just for you, Belinda, but this is for all of us. If we genuinely are committed, like Nicki said, to moving forward and growing our business, you have to do these things. I personally have always sucked at tracking things, but I do the things because I've been doing it for 4 years. So I show up on social media every day, and I know that if my business is struggling, I have to go back. It's like an accountability tool. Am I truly running this like a business, or is it just a hobby? And that's where I think we have to, our mindset, again, going back to that, we have to make a decision. Do we really want this to run like a business? If so, when we go to a job, we have certain duties that we have to get done, even when we don't want to do them. And that's sometimes, especially in the beginning, I feel like the kind of mentality that we have to have when it comes to these business activities. The Success Club tracker is amazing because it's been proven that these are the things to grow your business. These are the things to be successful. And a lot of times we get caught up in the other things that will not grow your business. And that's where you can stay busy and not see the fruit of your labor. And that produces frustration all the time. And I think there was something else you said, Nicki, that I think is so important. And you said that you have to go all in. And sometimes that can be overwhelming and intimidating to a lot of people. And I wanted to decipher something, because we're all on here right now, at least moms. And sometimes I feel like we interpret going all in as a 24/7 thing with our business, and that is not true. Just like Nicki was saying, there has to be balance. We have to have scheduled business times, even if that's 20 minutes. Like for 20 minutes, I'm going to talk to my husband, and for 20 minutes, I'm going all in on my business. And then for an hour, I'm going to go all in with my kids. And then, I think we're really bad at that. Myself very much included, right? We can,
And
yeah, go.
Sorry, I was just going to piggyback, like 20 minutes on my business, that can be overwhelming of like, you can lose your 20 minutes that quickly by like coming in and like sitting down, like, where do I start? Whatever. So like, even if it's like small, like I'm going to follow 3 people. So on them, like, and you may not have a number, you just set the timer for 20 minutes and then you like their pictures or comment on a couple and then follow them, and they might want to follow you back. Or you something that I've like messaged people is like, I like the positivity that you show, I'm like all about positivity or whatever, and like taking care of yourself with a fitness or something, like kind of connecting them that way, and just be like, I love like connecting with people that way. And these are from wake up calls too, but just like, I have a 6 and an 8-year-old boy. How old are your kiddos or something like that? So you're like connecting, there's like more of a connection point and piece. And you show that you actually like saw them, not just like, bah, 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 bah. Like you might get those people that just like pictures and you're like, who are you? Why are you doing this? I know you just want me to see your picture, your page, and like, follow you, but you don't want to follow me. Yeah. So just kind of dividing time. And if you need to do like 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, or like 3 people, like follow 3 people, invite 3 people, whatever. Like you have like more of a like intentional time. It's not just like 20 minutes. It's intentional. Everything needs to be intentional.
I want to jump in. I put it in the comments, but something has changed for me this past week. One of the calls we had talked about the Sloth app. And I love it because for people who can't do a whole hour or who need more organization in their thoughts, it works really well. So I don't know if you guys can see this because it's dark, but basically you can preset what you do and you can play it whenever you want and pause it when you want. So let's say you have 15 minutes, you're like, okay, you know what? I'm going to grow my network, right? So you can sit down, you can play that part of your power hour. You can sit down, grow your network. And you're like, okay, now I'm going to go do laundry, right? Now I'm going to go do laundry. You go do laundry, you go play with your kids, you come back, you're like, you know what? I've got 10 minutes. And you can even pause it, like say something happens and you weren't able to finish it and you're really trying to keep yourself accountable. For me, this helped because I would get overwhelmed. And that was one thing I was going to say to Nicki, that I really liked that you gave me permission to do laundry. This week for me was, Jessica was talking, you were talking, I was talking about going all in, and Jess is right. All in does not necessarily mean 24/7. And I was just telling Megan, I think it was yesterday or the day before, that like, that is what I feel like. She's the opposite. She feels like she has to be 24/7 her kids. I feel like I have to be 24/7 coach. And I cannot do that. My brain, my soul, my kids, I can't do that. So I had to figure something out, but I have been overwhelmed at my house. I'm like, I can't handle this anymore. Like this just, I can't. And that is true. Maybe that is what I needed to do. And that was overwhelming me so much. I mean, I was still getting work done, but was I happy about it? Right? Like, because I felt like I was being pulled to go do laundry, but I wasn't doing it, So I love that you said that, and that, I'm like, okay, you know what? She's right. Dang it. I can go have a quick win. I can go do my dang laundry, and then I can come back and do coaching. But I just wanted
quick
to
wins
offer that sloth win, that sloth app.
And Felisa, you can even, like, that's an opportunity for all of us to speak on our stories. Just being like, I love that I'm able to do this, or I actually time my laundry into my work day, so then I don't get behind and I feel like I'm still moving forward in both my business and this, like those little nuggets are opportunities too. And it's, all of what you just said. So awesome.
I love that app. I love the app. Thank you for sharing that. I actually have never heard of that. And I think this is such, I'm so glad that this came up because I literally was just telling Sarah this morning, I need to talk about this on our team. There's a lot of things that I realize that I've done or I do that I assume that everybody else thinks the same way. And I'm like, that's the dumbest mindset I could have ever had. But I'm going to say this real quick and then Salisha, totally, you can ask Nicki. I think that it's so important for us, you guys. We have to, in our business, schedule off time and schedule fun time and schedule family time and where you're completely unplugged. This is not just like, this is for those of you who are married, this is for your marriage. This is for your kids. This is for yourself. I did a post yesterday about that where there was a time where I couldn't afford childcare. But now that I'm at this place in my business and my kids are able to go to daycare twice a week, our family is completely different in an amazing way because I've allowed that. Or I'm going to start paying for a house cleaner again because I'm going to have another baby. These are business goals. If that's something in your life that could improve your quality of life, you put it on your vision board, just like Nicki was saying. Like, some people have someone else come and clean their house, and that's not a guilty thing. So many times we put all the pressure on ourselves to be 100% full-time mom, wife, house cleaner, cook, like full-time business owner, and rock it and have so much joy and all of the things all the times. And it's impossible. It is not realistic, but we do that. So I would love for us to continue to have these conversations because I think it's really important for all of us, so we don't get stuck in that unrealistic trap of all those things. So anyways, I'm just really happy that you brought that up. Salisha, go ahead and you can ask your question and then I will let you guys go.
I was just going to ask Nicki real quick, what have been your top 5 favorite personal development books?
When I was practicing, I was shouting them out and then I forgot to do it. So I'm a Badass by Jen Sincero is my new favorite. When I started and speaking to that, Girl Wash Your Face, Rachel Hollis, I listened to Audible. I was a realtor driving around all the time. It was like having my best friend in the car telling me how great I am and how I'm possible of all the things. So that speaking, for me, Audibles really connect with me, although I feel like I end up writing the book because one, I end up listening to it multiple times and I'm writing all the notes. But whatever. I think I just like hearing their voice and stuff too. And I don't read consistently enough. And I'm a slow reader. But so I'm a Badass, and Atomic Habits is one of my ultimate tops for myself as well as my clients, because I let them know if you are trying to add any positive habits in your life, this is a great book to start. I have when I've given them an Amazon $10 or whatever gift card, I say that I would like you to use it towards something, whether it's a new sports bra or pants or weights or whatever. I want it to be used towards your journey. And I think mindset is huge, but Atomic Habits helps you bring in good habits or remove bad habits and just easy ways to reference them. Go for No is definitely one that I go with, and Get Over Your Damn Self is one of my tops. I bought the book and the Audible and listened to both because Romy, just tells it how it is. And for our business, we need to know that. Yeah, there's Jess's. And I think those were my top network marketing. Yeah. Or, our business building ones. Definitely. Yeah, those are them. Thank you guys so much for listening.
Thanks for sharing with us. That was really, really good. I love it. Cool. Well, I'm going to get this recording up, you guys. Nicki, again, thank you so much for everything. There's, again, so many golden nuggets and truths in there that are so powerful for all of us. So thank you so much. And I will talk to you guys soon. Happy launch week. And I will get those, again, I'll get those links and stuff up for our pre-summit event, which starts Friday. And then don't forget to download the summit app on your phone because it has all that information on there as well. Don't forget about your coach breaking news if you have questions about MBF, all those things. And don't forget to lean into our team page, and I will keep you posted on when my water breaks.
Woo!
All right,
Thank
you guys.
you guys.
Bye.